Hi guys, it's Keisha Dixon, the Tapping Queen, creator of the Monetize Your Mind Success System and creator of the Visibility Vixen Success System. Today I want to examine whether or not you have a goal trauma. And a goal trauma is something that hangs over your present goals like a dark cloud. And it can look something like this. Anytime in your life when you went after something, right? You really went after it, you were all in, you did your mindset work and or not, and you were all in, taking inspired action, really crashing through any fear, stepping up into courage, setting a boundary, and doing what you believed you needed to do to get to the goal. And it all fell through. Now that could show up in many different ways. But even as I said that, you're probably thinking of something right now. Well, let's clear that, because what will happen when you have a goal trauma is it can hang over your head like this dark cloud, stopping you from getting to the goal that you presently want. So today we're going to clear a goal trauma that sounds like, I stepped up into my power and I asked for a raise and they told me no. Not only did they tell me no, but a few weeks later they let me go. That can be freeing, certainly, if it wasn't the job that you were meant to be in. But it also unconsciously can be a little bit of a blow, a devastating blow, like, oh my God, look at that. Here's evidence that I'm not supported. I stepped into my power. I asked for what I wanted. I stated my value, and I was let go. I know as a transformational wealth coach, it's also evidence that it's time for you to step into what you were meant to do. But first, we have to clear through those things that might keep us back from getting to our present goal. And some of those things would be that evidence that your mind and body is holding on to. All right? So I'm going to be working on clearing this particular goal trauma. You can tap along with me. Think of your own personal goal trauma. That's the beauty of tapping. It works. You can borrow the benefits from my tapping and place it on your own goal trauma. And it really will calm down the resistance, the fear, as we honor and voice some of the things that we may be subconsciously thinking that's stopping us from getting to that next goal. Now, I want to tell you, this tapping may sound over the top, but tapping is an awesome clearing technique. So let's honor some of those thoughts that we may be thinking so we can calm them down. All right? Tapping along with me. I'm tapping through the points. There I am. I should have known better. I was an idiot. Who did I think I was? Asking for a raise. Demanding my worth. That was so stupid. I was clueless. And then they let me go. I should have known better. I listened to all the gurus, the mindset gurus. They told me to set a boundary. They told me to state my worth. And I believed them. I trusted them. I trusted it would work out for me. I was so naive. I really should have known better. I should have figured it out. I should have seen the signs. I should have kept my head down and just done my work and been grateful for what I got. How dare I ask for more? I should have seen the signs. Ugh, I'm so angry at myself. I was too trusting. Too naive. Why didn't I see the writing on the wall? I just kept going. I just kept asking. And I was blown away by their response. They told me no. And a few weeks later, they let me go. And I should have seen the writing on the wall. And I deserve this judgment because I'm seeing the truth. I was an idiot. I was weak. I was naive. I was too trusting. I should have done it better. I should have been smarter. And I totally judge this version of me. And I should. Because I'm right. I've got a lot of evidence. They let me go. That's evidence. I should have done it better. And if anyone argues with this about me, I will know they're wrong. I was stupid. I was naive. I was too trusting. I should have known better. I should have done it better. Should have. I should have. I should have. I should have. I deserve this judgment. I should have known better. I should have predicted the future with certainty. And I'm not going to let this go. And take a deep breath. Now I want you to close your eyes and picture yourself in this goal trauma, in this event, just like you're watching a movie. How does that movie look now? For a lot of people, after doing this tapping, it's going to be a lot calmer and you're going to see it more clearly. So if you were at a 10 before of being triggered by this event, with 10 being its most intense, what is it now? All right? It's going to feel less intense for a lot of people. And I want you to look for what's the piece in this old event that you haven't forgiven yourself for. If I said to you, you should just let it go and forget the past, what would you argue back at me and say? What would you say like, no, you don't understand. I should have kept my mouth shut. No, you don't understand. I should have just been satisfied with what I was given. No, you don't understand. I should have just sat down miserable and just kept going, not even speaking up for a raise for myself. Whatever it is for you, I want you to write that down because you're still holding on to it. Right? It's that I should have known better. I shouldn't have been too naive. I should have listened. Some people will even think, I knew something was off and I ignored my instinct. Right? And what that means is you didn't trust yourself, right? Or you can never trust yourself again. So whatever is coming up for you after doing that tapping, I want you to look at it. Look at that picture and say, the thing I haven't forgiven myself for is, and fill in the blank. And the worst part is, and fill in the blank. And now we're going to tap some more. There I am. I see myself in this movie. And maybe it feels a little better, but I still haven't forgiven myself, not completely, and I shouldn't. And I won't. I'm right. And I need to learn my lesson. Because I vowed I'll never be that stupid again. Never put myself out there like that again. Never be so naive again. Never believe like that again. Never put my heart on the line again. Never put myself out there again because I got humiliated. embarrassed, let down. I'll never let myself be at risk or vulnerable again. I'll never believe that God or the universe is going to help me. I'll never believe that the universe is going to support me. I'll never believe that people are going to help me. I'll never believe the steps are going to appear, because they won't. Take a breath. Can you see how true that felt? That from that one event, you vowed not to believe anymore in big things, a part of you, right? Not to believe in yourself, or maybe not to believe other people. You vowed to suspend belief and not allow yourself to have that goal that takes both steps, known and unknown, which means you have to have belief. You have to have faith. Can you see, when you made a vow to never believe again, that means you'll never really allow yourself to have a big goal. And that is what makes a goal trauma a trauma, because you'll never fully believe again. We all know of people who had big goals, right? But their heart really wasn't in it. They said they were going to do all this big stuff, right? But you could tell their heart wasn't in it. Everyone knows that expression. She wasn't all in. Her heart wasn't all in it. And it means if your heart's in it, your energy's in it. Your feelings are in it. Your passion's in it. You're talking about it. You're putting yourself on the line for it. So making that connection, it's like you vowed not only not to believe, which means you won't allow yourself to have a big goal. It also means you vowed not to really put your heart into it. Not to really go for it, because going for it would take belief. And it would take you putting yourself on the line and being vulnerable. So that's what I call a negative takeaway. It's a negative takeaway. That's what your system is holding on to. And that is what we're clearing. So let's tap some more. Taking a deep breath and really getting grounded into how our body's feeling in this moment. Even though I have this story, and I've been ruthless about it, I'm just going to honor myself now. There was a lot going on. I needed to make more income. I have a lot to handle. I was doing a lot of work. I wasn't being paid my worth. And I wasn't being supported. I did not get support from my management team. I was doing the best I knew how. And even though a part of me says, my inner critic says, no, I wasn't. I totally honor this old story. I was feeling a lot of pain, a lot of fear, maybe even terror, especially when I got my paycheck. It wasn't enough. And my programs and my paradigms were running unconsciously. And given all that, I actually survived it pretty well. I stepped up. I asked for what I needed. I was brave and courageous, and I survived it. And I honor myself now. And I'm open to the idea I can be proud of how I handled it. And even though I have this old story, and I would shout to the rooftops, there's not an ounce of divinity in it. I'm open to seeing the gift because I learned some important things. All this sadness and shock and anger, I honor who I am. I honor who I am in this story. Nobody else has. So I do now. I had so much going on. I wasn't getting paid enough. And I was really doing the best I knew how. Do I really need this judgment on top of that? And all the things I learned from this event. It's made me smarter. You bet it did. It made me stronger. It gave me strength. Because I survived it. I came through. I actually didn't crumble forever. And I honor that. I deserve that. And I'm open to seeing that there's a hero in this story. And this hero is me. And take a deep breath. And I want you to take a look at that event again. I want you to see yourself there. And can you see you were doing your best? Is there really any way you could have seen it coming? And did you learn anything about this from this past event? Are you going to be more savvy about people? Are you going to be more savvy about how much you want to be paid when you accept a job? Are you going to be more savvy about stating your worth when working for yourself? Can you see you did your best? I know it didn't go well, but there's a fact of how much you tried against the naysayers and you believed in what you wanted to do. And you stepped up and you pushed and you set your boundary and you spoke up and you were heard. Can you see how valiant that is? Can you see how much courage you had? I know it didn't turn out well, but can you see it and be proud of yourself for what you did? Because the chances are you've been really hard on yourself about this event. And when you look back on it, it was pretty painful. So ask yourself, have you suffered enough? Do you continue to need to be punished for this event? Do you really need to hold on to this, I should have known better, I wasn't smart enough, I wasn't strong enough, I was too naive, blah, blah, blah? Can you see that you learned things and that you got gifts from this? I want you to see yourself there again. And if you're feeling it even more intensely now that we've talked about it, I want you to imagine that you could step into this picture as the older, wiser version of you and look at the younger version of you. I don't care if it was 2 years ago or if it was 2 weeks ago. Just step in as the older, wiser version of you. So I want you to put your hand on your heart and say to her, I'm really proud of you. I'm proud of you. I see everything now and it's okay. I'm proud of you. And I want to ask you, as the older, wiser version of you, and you seeing this younger version of you and what you went through and definitely suffered because of it, would you tell that person 100% you should never believe again? Is that the advice you would give? See, seeing it more clearly now from your position, looking at the version of you and your story in the past, was there support around you? Were you supported in certain ways? I want you to see now with new eyes and new clarity that you were doing the best that you knew how. And now that we've got some more compassion and some more understanding, this is the gift that I want to give you right now so that you get to bring in your new goal, is that you can see so clearly that there's a way of operating for you that you need to be on. You need to be clear about. So looking at this past event with these new eyes and new clarity, I want you to see if you had a way of operating back then, and this isn't about blame or judgment, it's just about clarity, that added to things starting to go wrong. I want you to just see yourself again in the story and see the part of you where you were in the story and you were believing and you were working hard and you were stepping up, but things started to go awry and you got triggered and something happened and maybe it created even more of a disaster. Just see it. And know that this may be a default way of operating for you that you need to get eyes on so that you can clear it. I'm Keisha Dixon, the Tapping Queen. I guide women to shatter their internal glass ceiling as they double their income doing what they love.